Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. In this video, I'm going to show you how we can create Copilot agents, right? So these agents can be created from Copilot Studio for deployment across the organization, be it a kind of an application for teams as well as for the SharePoint, right? So we can train this module or on the corporate data as well as on the LLM by using LLMs as well, right? So to create those modules, we should have access at least minimum. And if we have Copilot Pro license, that is well and good, and that's better to make sure we can use that appropriately because it has more capabilities than the freeware, right? And it is also going to help us to create and set it up appropriately, right? So I'm going to show you the Copilot Studio, how we can create the agent, and then you can also try it out and then test it. And then definitely I'm going to show you both ways without linking it to the SharePoint site or to the corporate data, and other side which is going to be linking it or linking as an use the SharePoint data or SharePoint site as a data source for it to be used as a source to be trained, and it is going to help the people or users who can simply use it for their regular work, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Let me share my screen quickly here, and I'm going to show you that how we can create it. All right. So I have already opened it here. You can see that I have opened copilotstudio.microsoft.com, and this is the default environment. You can see here, right? And by using this environment, we can create brand new agents, right? So you can see there are a bunch of options for us to create, explore the agents, right? And then we have learning resources here, and then there's a see more button here. So if I click on it, it is going to show a list of more agent types, right? So we can create any of these. So wherever you see coming soon, that means those are the agents that are in development phase. And once those are developed and tested, then those would be available for us. But I'm going to create a brand new one, right? And show you how we can leverage it and use it, right? So let's go ahead and click on agents here in the left navigation side. And then you can see there's one of the agent which is pre-built, that is developed by Microsoft, and we cannot remove it because we don't have that option here. But if I wanted to go ahead and okay, let me go back. If I wanted to create a brand new or import agents, I can simply import it from here. So I'm going to click new agent, and then I'm going to create a brand new agent, right? So here you see that this is kind of a agent which has already prompted us with a specific set, right? And then here is the option for us to skip to configure or create. All right, so we can click create button here, and it is going to set up the agent for us. So it is going to take few seconds. Sometimes it takes a bit time to just wrap it up and prepare the things for these agents to be ready, right? So now you can see this agent is being provisioned for us, and you can see your agent is ready. Here's what next. So here we need to add actions, build topics, and publish agent, right? So I'm going to walk you through on all of these steps here, right? So the first step is to provide name, description, instructions, and orchestration, right? So under the name, we can give it a name. Let's give it a name, Copilot, Copilot Agent 2 or 1, something like that. Then we can give it a description. This agent is going to help on SharePoint data, or maybe we can just help on searching data, something like that, right? Then we can add some instructions here if we wanted to add. So now to add instructions, we can click here and let's let that agent know what we are expecting or what is the purpose of this agent. Let's say tell your agent what is the primary purpose is and how it should act. So we can add those instructions. So you have to answer to the queries of each and every message or prompt, right? So this way we can, this is the one of the instructions that I have put in here. Similarly, we can add more, right? And then you can see that there is knowledge, right? What is mean by knowledge? Allow the AI to use its own general knowledge, right? So either we can allow that it's general knowledge by using LLM model, right? And if we don't want that one, then we can simply add knowledge from here. So once we click on that, we have options to add a SharePoint site, public websites, and Dataverse. And to add more, here is an option to drag and drop files here, or click here to add files, right? Okay, that's coming up. So up to 512 MB per file, that is the limit as of now, right? And if you click on advanced, you get to see lot many other options, including Azure AI search, then Azure SQL, Salesforce, then ServiceNow catalog, ServiceNow knowledge, ServiceNow tickets, and Zendesk. So these are the different tools that are currently available, right? And those are the enterprise data connections currently in preview mode. And definitely we can leverage Azure AI search, right? So I'm going to show you that as well in the another video separately, right? And then we can create that one. But for now, I'm going to create on a specific website only for now. And then I'm going to make it use of that. So let's go ahead and maybe learn.microsoft.com, something like that. So let's open it up. So this is the website that I wanted to use in this tool, and add it. Once it is added, I'm not the owner of this site, so I'm not going to add that or check this box and add it. So now I have added a public website to this agent, and I can ask the questions to the agent, and this agent is going to answer me basis on this knowledge or this website as a knowledge base for it to be find the details for me, and then it is going to respond back, right? And then it is going to help me to resolve my queries, answer my questions, and then it is going to work on that, right? So this is one of the thing which is very important for us to make sure we also add. And here you see this option is enabled, so I'm going to disable it. So here it says when you disable, your agent will not use the default AI knowledge and only reference the sources listed under the knowledge. That means we have listed the website and it should work only on the website part, and it should not work on its LLM reference or LLM knowledge at all to respond back, right? So now we don't want that to use. Instead, we wanted to use this website here, right? So the next is actions, right? So what is action? Here it says add actions to empower the AI to complete specific tasks for improved engagements. So here we can add the different actions. So these are the actions that we can pull out, and these are the pre-built actions for now. And you can add more actions from different methods using Power Automate, custom connectors, upload a skill, new REST API, and prompts. And then there is a library as well. So, so from there we can add those as well, right? But for now, I'm not going to add anything because that's something kind of creation of custom as well as external source of information for this, and then those access are going to happen. And in many cases, that is not required, but it totally depends on the use case and how you wanted to use that one. The next is trigger. So here it says set up your agents to activate when certain events happen, right? So this is something where we have to add triggers and it is going to follow those triggers. So what are those triggers? We can either turn on generative orchestration to continue and give your agents more flexibility in how it responds back. So we can either turn it on here. So let's go ahead and turn it on generative orchestration and it should work. So let's see. Okay. So currently there are no triggers and we can see there are different triggers. Those are relevant to forms and all of that stuff. So here you see under all, there are 51 triggers in total, right? And we can add any of those triggers as per our need and as per our requirement. So I'm not going to add anyone as of now, but we can add as per need again. The topics, right? So add conversation topics to focus and guide the way your agent answers to the users. So these are the topics we can see by default topics, and we can also add more topics to it if we wanted to add more, right? Seems this has changed the name. Copilot Agent 1. So let's keep it as is. I'm not going to add or change anything. Okay, so for now, I will not add any, but we can go ahead and I can give it a name. Greetings. Create a topic too. Greetings for the day, something like that, and then create it. So this is going to be added. So here it is showing building. That means it is simply adding it under the topic section. And here it is triggered by agent. And then here we can add additional conditions under the topic, right? So this way it is going to give us more control on it and then we can make it use. And for now, I'm going to leave it because I don't want to make any other changes or custom changes. But one thing to note here is when you move out of this page, this is going to change the details under the name, description, instructions, and those details you need to add again and again. So here is the greeting. And then at the last, published agent status. So currently it is not published. That means it is still open and yet to be published. Right. So here you can test it at the right side. Let me take this to the left. So here's the test button and you can test it from here. But for now, I'm going to directly publish it without testing and then I'm going to test it later. So let's see. It is being published. Feel free to close this window and then we can circle back. All right. So now we are good to test and here is the test button when we wanted to test it, right? And so let's click here and send the first message. Hello, how I can help you, right? Let me ask find me a MS700 series, and let's see what it shows us, right? And perfect. So it has answered a question basis on the source or the website that I've added, right? So that's the learn website, right? And this learn website was added there. And from this website, it has found the MS700 series of learning, and it has shared the MS700 study guide for me. Now let me ask another question. Give me video series on Azure 500, Azure AG 500. So here you can see it says that you can find exam preparation video for AG 500, which is Microsoft Security Technologies, as a part of resources available here, right? So here is that, and you can redirect. So it's under this one. So it has given me the whole series of MS Learning document, right? So whatever it found under that, and it is just sharing it out. Now you can see that here it says surfaced with Azure OpenAI, right? So it means that whatever the content and documents or whatever the search it is executing, that is using Azure OpenAI capabilities, at some extent, it may not be the exact one, but not sure what is baked in there for us as this moment, right? But it is working as that way, or as it is built, right? And then it is just extracting the details and information and sharing it across, right? So now maybe I can ask, can you give me a G104 series along with how to guides. So now let's see. It should respond with the details. Perfect. So here you can see that it has answered all the things, plus it has shared 3 references, right? Because I know what is the source of truth as in the data, right? And then I can ask the relevant questions, and then it is going to answer those questions. So now this is how we can build the tool with one of the way, right? And one of the way as in to attach a website to it as a source of truth to find the details for us. And then from there, it is going to find the details and help us. Now, when it comes to export the data or find the data from SharePoint site, then we can definitely create another agent, and that can be deployed across. So now let's go back to the portal. Here you can see this is the agent. So this one is the agent that we have created. And since its name was again changed, right? So I think there is something that needs to be changed here. Copilot Agent 1. And publish it again. We have just changed the name. We did not do any other changes. So this should be remain as is, except the name change. From here, you can change the logo as well, or the icon, we can say it. and this can be used as well. All right, so let's perfect. Here it is going to show the analytics of this, how it performed and what was the engagement of it, right? And then we can see here it is published by the name, date, and time, right? So this way, perfect. Now let's go back and we can create a new agent. And this time we are going to add a SharePoint site, right? So let's wait for a few seconds why this is not to start agent creation. Okay, proceed. Copilot agent on SPO. So here I'm going to add knowledge base from SharePoint. Let me log into the SharePoint here quickly. So from there, I'm going to open a specific SharePoint site, and that site is going to be added as a source of truth, right? And that site would have a lot of data too. So that agent would be trained on that whole data, right? And then it is going to be used for training that module or that agent so that we can ask the number of questions or multiple questions based on the trained data. Okay, so here's this SharePoint site for us. And let's go back here, not here, actually here, and click on add knowledge, right? So this time I'm going to click this SharePoint option here, and then we can either browse files or enter the URL of the SharePoint site. So I have this SharePoint site URL with me. So I'm going to add it here and click add and give it a name. So I'm going to keep it as is and then click add button. So now it is added for us and this is also ready. So let's go ahead and create it. So now this is being created, right? And once this is created successfully, we will make any required changes. And once that is done, we can go ahead and publish it for our requirement. So here it has responded back to us saying that who it is, right? And what it is going to do. So as you are aware, I sometimes use AI to answer your questions if you proceed with. Okay, it is just looking after this triggers. So once I click on this, it is just proceeding it. All right, so I'm going to disable this LLM responses, right? Because we don't want that to be used. Then triggers, then we are ready to publish this one. So let's go ahead and publish. All right, so now it is published. We can go ahead and test it. Hi, let's see what it responds. Can you find how many files are there in this SharePoint site? Let's see what it says, right? Now, the question might be, or the answer could be the only visible to you, edit, acknowledge. Here it responded, I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to help with that. Can you try rephrasing? So now edit knowledge sources. Okay. It is saying either you can edit the knowledge source, but we have added it already, so we don't need to edit or modify it. So now let me go back here in the documents libraries, and maybe I'll try to ask a specific question, right? And then whatever it is going to answer, let's say test trend data. So I'll ask, can you find test trend data folder for me? Let's see. Hmm. It didn't find. Okay. So let me ask another question. Find me a file which has GRO in its name. Escalating to a live agent is not currently configured for this pilot. However, this is where the Copilot could provide information about how to get in touch with someone another way. Is there anything else I can help you with? Okay, so it is in debug insights. So definitely seems there is something that needs to be modified here. Even it has the appropriate knowledge base added, right? I have added this knowledge base and it is ready to use, right? But still it is not picking up and seems it is taking some time to analyze it. And once it has analyzed details, it is going to respond back as per the uh, prompts and questions that we have asked, right? So yeah, that is something I think we need to check and wait for some time, and then we can come back and test it. So let me take this side here and let's go back on the main page. I'll refresh this page once again. All right, so it is ready, and we can try it again and let's see if that responds back, or if it is not, then definitely there is something we need to wait on and we can try it again. Hmm. Perfect. It didn't answer. That means it is going to take a bit of time and then we can test it again. So yeah, I think that is all. for this video. And this way we can create the Copilot agents. Definitely, I'm going to make more videos on this with the refined configurations and things, right? And then we'll take it further from there. So yeah, that's all for this video. Hope you will like it. Please do like, share, and subscribe. And thanks for watching. Bye for now.